What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5 on this glorious Top 5 Friday, and I could not be more excited than to be talking to you about the legend David Bowie and my personal favorite Top 5 songs of his. So many to choose from, so hard to whittle down, but these are the ones, if I'm honest with myself, I come back to the most often. So let's get right to it at number 5. Modern Love, the opening track of 1983's Let's Dance. This is a song that, 80s Bowie, I didn't really like as much years ago. I was all about the 70s Bowie, but really, Frances Ha, the film directed by Noah Baumbach, and the scene where Frances is joyfully running down the street with this song playing made me realize how great of a song this really was, and how, Niles Rodgers produced this thing in an effort to make Bowie go in a more pop direction, which he definitely did, but Bowie going pop is like, he's still got to have that element of weirdness, which he definitely does on the song lyrically and just the way he sings. But it's still just such a fun, upbeat song that puts you in a great mood, and I love it. So that's at my number 5. Now at number 4. Fame from the 1975 album Young Americans. This is just another upbeat kind of, you can sense a pattern here. I like the upbeat Bowie stuff. This has such a cool groove to it, and a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a background vocal, the kind of echoing the word fame, and almost like a chipmunk voice, and that's actually John Lennon, who worked with him on this song. And it's just so cool, that effect that they have going, and I love the truth of the song. They're really throwing all the stuff about fame out there that can really kind of tear you down, and at the same time you want to dance and put your teeth out like, yeah, while you're dancing along to this track. So gotta love it. And now at number 3. Speaking of dancing, Let's Dance, the title track from 83's Let's Dance. And I know a lot of you Bowie purists are probably so mad at me right now because I'm putting a lot of 80s Bowie on my top 5, but I can't help it. It's just such a fun song, and again, makes you want to dance. And plus, on top of that, it's got so much going on, aside from the poppiness. You've got Stevie Ray Vaughan doing this amazing lead guitar work at the end of the song, a then unknown Stevie Ray Vaughan, that Bowie was like, I need a great blues guitarist. They saw him live at Montreux Festival, and they're like, get this guy on my album. And he plays throughout the record. I gotta say, just as an album, Let's Dance has really grown on me through the years. And I think it's aged very well for, a lot of artists that came from the 60s and 70s into the 80s. A lot of them didn't really know what to do sound-wise, but Bowie had a vision, and it definitely worked well, especially on this track. So that's at number 3. Now at number 2. We got 5 years stuck on my 5 Years, the opening track from Ziggy Stardust. I had to have a Ziggy Stardust track on this top 5. It's by far my personal favorite album of his. I think most people would agree it's an absolute classic. And to me, this song really sets the tone as the opening track, which is just so weird. It just starts with those drums kind of lightly building, and the song just keeps building and building. And he's the persona of Ziggy Stardust telling this story, which the lyrics couldn't get more weird, about drinking milkshakes tall and long or whatever. And then at the end, just that 5 years build up with him building it up to a scream while the strings are swelling. It's just, there's nothing else like it. And I think it totally sums up that classic album in such a great way. So that is at my number 2. Now at number 1.
Ground control's a major tom.
Space Oddity, the song that really put Bowie on the map back in 1969 off of his debut self-titled album. This is just... It's an amazing melody that I think is really underrated. Whenever I revisit this song, I'm like, man, especially considering the time that this came out, which went perfectly with the moon landing from 69. And I think that kind of went hand in hand with his career starting to take off. But really, there's so many things happening on this song, and there was nothing like it at the time. And it really gives you kind of a window into what Bowie's career would be, that he was just up there in outer space somewhere from the get-go, and then he just continued on with, you know, the Ziggy Stardust persona and changing his persona throughout the 70s multiple times, the Thin White Duke, and then the 80s going pop, and then throughout his career, like getting further into jazz, like on his final album, Black Star. Just an amazing artist who never was satisfied, always kind of pushing the envelope, no matter what age he was. And, you know, he would have turned 73 years old a few weeks ago, was his birthday. And, you know, just what a loss, because just one of the true great artists. So that is my top 5, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I know probably a lot of you Bowie purists who think, you know, his 70s era is the greatest, which I do as well, are probably mad at me for putting 2 80s songs on here. But I got to tell you, these are just the songs I keep revisiting. There's so many others that I left off my list that almost made it, like Life on Mars and Rebel Rebel. I mean, just so many classic tracks. But guys, leave me your top 5 in the comments below. If you're so bold, leave me a top 10. I know there's so many great tracks. So thank you for watching. We got top 5s every Friday, album reviews, so much more. Thank you. And as always, Viva la vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.